I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand why this franchise has probably the answer for at least 2024 right in front of their face at quarterback, which is probably, I would say, the second biggest need that we have going into this season, because I don't think anything's going to trump the O-line. But any way you look at it, quarterback is a top 3 issue that this franchise needs going forward. And we've had it, apparently, for 6 years. Now, he doesn't want to be with us, and now he wants a fresh start. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Follow on Instagram, link is down in the box below. It's crazy to think that a couple of years ago, we all cast out Mason Rudolph, and we all said that, he's the least of our, concerns when it comes to the QB. But then, he guides us to our best finish to a season that we've had in years under Mike Tomlin. And the offense was prolific in all the games that he started in, with maybe the exception of the Buffalo game. But what do you expect? It was a playoff game against a far better team, and it was his first career start in the playoffs. So now Mason Rudolph is interested in a fresh start. He wants to get out of Pittsburgh. He doesn't want to be a Steeler anymore. And if I'm going to sit down here and be completely honest with you guys, guess what? I don't blame the dude. You want to know why? Because when we drafted this guy in 2018, we figured that when Ben retires, this guy is going to be the predecessor. This guy is going to be his successor. And while he may not be Big Ben 2.0, while he may not be Hall of Fame worthy, and while he certainly may not be elite, guess what? The guy has proven that he can play. And he never had that true shot of being the starter. He never had the full opportunity to be the starter. And really looking at it, if you want to, it may be hard to admit this now or not, but the only reason that he even got it in 2023 was because we had to. Kenny Pickett was hurt, and I don't think Kenny Pickett is the guy. I don't need to say what I think about Kenny Pickett. Literally go watch any other one of my videos I've made about Kenny Pickett, probably since like November, around Thanksgiving time. I don't need to say what I think about Kenny Pickett. Okay, you all know. But apparently Tomlin thinks that he's the guy. He was hurt. He has not played since early December. He has not played since the Cardinal game. And by the way, it's been 2.5 months still since Kenny Pickett's thrown a touchdown pass, if we still want to play that little game right there. 2.5 months. That's what, 12 weeks? That's about what, 10, 12 weeks, somewhere around there, that he's thrown a touchdown pass? Boy, oh boy. So Kenny Pickett was injured. Mitch Trubisky was out there losing us 3 straight games, and he was being a turnover machine. He was throwing into traffic. He was just being himself, and thank the Lord that he's not on the team anymore, so we don't have to worry about his useless self. Okay? But in comes Kenny Pickett, and the offense is the best it's been, I'd probably say, since the tail end of the Killer Bee era. And now that he has a playoff game under his belt, you would think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would do everything to prioritize this guy and to sit him down and go like, hey, Mason, we were wrong. The whole time, we were wrong. We screwed up with drafting Kenny Pickett. We didn't believe in you. We were wrong to get Mitch Trubisky over here. And you showed us straight up that you could potentially be the starter for the short term. unless some other team offers you a deal that you cannot absolutely refuse. How would you like to be the starter this year? That's the very least the Steelers can do. And I have to say, I'm pissed off at this front office for not doing that. Why? The Justin Fields rumors, the Russell Wilson rumors, the Kirk Cousins rumors, the Ryan Tannehill rumors, any QB that you can think of. And hey, while Russell Wilson may be better than Mason Rudolph in my opinion, guess what? We don't know how he's going to succeed in an offense like this. I don't need to say what I think about Justin Fields. Go watch my video I put out the other day about him. Kirk Cousins, sure, he's a good QB, but do you think the Steelers are going to throw all that money at him? Do you think he's going to accept all that money? No. If the Vikings were smart, they'd hold on to Kirk Cousins. Ryan Tannehill, I was never a fan of him either. I think he's a very mediocre quarterback, and the only reason that he'd be here is because he knows Arthur Smith. That's it. I'm not a fan of Tannehill. I'm not a fan of Fields. Russell Wilson is very controversial, and the Vikings would be absolutely foolish to let Kirk Cousins walk. Okay? Mason Rudolph shut down any sort of offensive coordinator talk that this team had going into the last part of the season. He shut it down completely. 30 points in back-to-back weeks. Something that's been unheard of with this team. The way that he is confident in the pocket. The way he doesn't panic in the pocket. His long ball ability. His decision making. It's not even in the same stratosphere as Mitch Trubisky. Not even in the same stratosphere as Kenny Pickett. And like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers should be in the same boat as all these other teams that would potentially want to offer Mason Rudolph a starter role. Because he doesn't want to be a depth chart player. He doesn't want to be the third string backup. He wants his opportunity. And the Pittsburgh Steelers completely disrespected him, and that's why I'm pissed off about it. Yes, I sat down here and said, well, until proven otherwise, Mason Rudolph just probably isn't the guy. Well, guess what? He proved me wrong. He proved 99.99% of the fan base wrong, and now we could potentially lose him because the Steelers are too stubborn to admit that they screwed up with drafting Kenny Pickett. And this is what you're looking at with your future. You're looking at Kenny Pickett, a.k.a. Baby Hands Alex Smith, which is his absolute ceiling in this league, throwing checkdowns, trying to do something out of nothing, by spinning away from pressure and taking unnecessary sacks, never taking a risk, never taking a long ball. You're looking at very low reward, low risk passes from this guy, with potentially Ryan Tannehill being your backup. All because you don't want to give Mason Rudolph his shot. Well, guys, there you have it right there. Your quarterback situation is screwed. If we lose Mason Rudolph and you do not draft a quarterback either this year or in 2025, guess what? We've seen how far back a franchise can be set with not having a QB. Just take a look at the Cleveland Browns ever since they came back to the league in '99. They drafted Baker Mayfield, who turned out to be the best quarterback that they've had ever since they came back. And now he's down in Tampa Bay. And now the Browns are stuck with Deshaun Watson, who can't stay healthy, and they're paying him all that money. Look at Washington. Their quarterback carousel's been nearly as bad as Cleveland. I bet they're kicking themselves for letting go of Kirk Cousins now. Look at the Chicago Bears. The last time they had a good quarterback, Hitler was still alive. All the way back to the days of Sid Luckman. This just goes to show you, man, how valuable quarterbacks are now in today's league. And unfortunately, we might lose our answer at quarterback because we refuse to give him a fair shot. And that's all I got to say. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.